So the first thing I'm going to make today is scrambled eggs on toast. I honestly eat eggs on toast so often, probably most days, but I really like to switch up so that it's not literally just eggs on toast. Sometimes it's fried egg and spring onion and feta tacos. Sometimes it's a cheesy chili jam omelette sandwich, which is one of my favorites. I've posted the recipe on Instagram before, but if you want me to share another what I eat in a week or what I eat in a day, including that, then I will. In fact, maybe it'll come up later on this week because I eat that one a lot. It's a really good breakfast slash brunch. Speaking of which, it is actually, it's 11:11, make a wish. Okay. Wish made. Yeah, it's quite late. I don't normally have my breakfast until like 10:30, 11. And this morning I actually went for an early morning swim. So I'm actually ravenous now. It's eggs on toast, so it's quite a substantial breakfast. I always have quite a substantial breakfast. I'm always quite hungry. But it's not just going to be eggs on toast. I've got two things to make this a little bit more interesting. The first is actually some leftover homemade za'atar. So I made a focaccia on Friday and topped it with za'atar, and I didn't have any kind of store-bought za'atar, so I just made my own with dried oregano, ground cumin, sumac, white sesame seeds, black sesame seeds, and salt. I think that was it. And anyway, this will work really, really well with eggs. I'm going to sprinkle some of that on top. And then the second thing is my chimichurri pesto. You see? It's got my name on it. So this is a sauce that I developed in collaboration with The Sorcerer, who are a really, really fab sauce brand using, proper ingredients, no nasties, no preservatives or anything like that. It's just like real ingredients. And we developed a chimichurri pesto, which is a really nice hybrid herby sauce. So a traditional pesto is obviously very basil forward, quite cheesy, lots of nuts. This one kind of takes a similar flavor profile and uses a lot of basil, but combines it with the flavors of a chimichurri, which is more coriander and parsley focused, with vinegar or lemon juice or a citrus acidity and some sugar. So it's a little bit sharper. Oh, and chili, spicy. It's sharper, spicier, a little bit sweet. So this kind of takes inspiration from both of those things and makes something that is neither, but that works really well in the same situations that you would use either pesto or chimichurri. So it's so good with pasta and pesto, but it's also really, really good with steak, chicken, fish, vegetables, and eggs. It really just cuts through the richness of eggs. I actually also find that if you ever get the egg ick, which sometimes, I haven't had it for a while, but Sometimes it comes. If you get the egg ick, I find having something kind of sharp to cut through the richness of the eggs really helps with that. So feta is quite a good one because even though it's creamy and slightly rich, it's salty and sharp as well. And this chimichurri pesto is also another really good one because it's fresh and bright and zingy and zesty and slightly acidic. So yes, we're having za'atar scrambled eggs with chimichurri pesto. And then I'm also going to make my favourite salted maple iced latte, which is the most delicious iced coffee ever. And it's quite a hot day today. Summer has not gone yet, so iced coffee it is. I have shared this recipe before on my Substack. It's a seriously delicious coffee, and my new coffee machine does an amazing cold foam. And it just takes it to another level. So I'm really quite hungry now. So let's make breakfast. It is 2:30, I'm hungry, so it's time to make some lunch. And even though today isn't a day that I'm filming recipes for Instagram, because I'm working from home, it's a really good opportunity to test recipes that I might want to share. Sometimes my recipes are a case of thinking of something and then buying the ingredients for that, but other times it's kind of based on what I already have in and what I might think of cooking based on that. So that's kind of the situation we're in today. I have got a, what do you call this? An ear of corn, is that right? I've got a corn on the cob, which I want to use before it goes bad. It's corn season, so a really great time to make the most of produce like this. I've also got a very sad, slightly wilty looking baby gem lettuce. I want to use that before it really gets too sad and wilty. So I think I'm gonna do a charred corn Caesar salad, which should be really easy. I've got a fairly standard Caesar salad sauce recipe, and then it's gonna be the corn, the lettuce, some Parmigiano Reggiano. I might either just add some tuna to it or have some tuna on the side just for a little bit of protein, keep me feeling full. Oh, and the other thing is I have the focaccia that I made that I told you about on Friday, the Za'atar focaccia. I have one piece left. It's probably looking a little bit sad, so I think I'm gonna make some croutons from that to go on top of the salad. So we're just using up everything that I've got, but in a really, really delicious way. Let's make it. On Tuesday, I actually barely cooked because I was helping my friend Emily film a video in Chinatown. We did a tour of several hotspots in the area and we ate good, let me tell you. We had these sliced beef, hand-pulled noodles, we had dim sum, dumplings, chung fun. We had these incredible Chinese pancakes. We had custard buns. It was a great food day. If you want to know everywhere we ate, then make sure to check out Emily's channel. I will leave a link in the bio. She is going to give you all of the details on everything we ate, where we went, and where you should go next time you're in Chinatown. Okay, oh my god.
I would just let it drip.
Oh my god. Wow.
Wow.
Hello, hello. Good afternoon. Is my microphone on? Yes. It is the next day. I actually haven't cooked anything this morning so far. I just had a piece of toast for my breakfast when I got back from swimming because I just didn't really fancy anything. I was gonna make eggs and then I didn't want eggs. Having said I didn't have the egg ick, I feel like it felt a bit icky this morning, to be quite honest. Alas, a piece of toast with cream cheese and a date with peanut butter. Delicious, but probably not worth sharing with you because there is in fact no recipe. I am about to film a recipe for socials, here for Instagram. It's also going to be my lunch, lucky me. It's going to be a creamy tomato and prawn orzo. And I feel like this is the sort of thing that really makes me realise how lucky I am to do this job sometimes, because I get to have this for my lunch on just like a random weekday. What normally happens is if I'm cooking something that's more like a dinner recipe, I'll have it for my lunch and then have something more like lunch for my dinner. Or sometimes I just have two things that I like dinner, because why would you not if you have the option? So I'm gonna film that, and then I'm also gonna make a banana bread, a ricotta banana bread actually. I made a ricotta banana bread the other week purely because I had some ricotta left over in my fridge, and I was like, you know, adding yogurt or sour cream or buttermilk to a cake adds moisture, and in my head then ricotta should do the same. So I did a bit of recipe research, made a banana bread, and it was absolutely sublime. Truly one of the best banana breads I've ever had. I'm actually just going to rework it into a slightly smaller recipe for my small batch bakes series, which I've just started. There's 2 episodes out already for custard tarts and brown sugar bramble buns. Brown sugar bramble muffins. Both of those I will link below. But this time I'm going to do a small batch ricotta banana bread because I have some bananas that desperately need using. They're actually like leaking juice, and it's upsetting me really quite a lot, so banana bread must be made. So we'll start with those 2 and then we'll see what we fancy for dinner. Dinner time. Okay, so I won't lie to you guys, this dinner was a little bit odd, but it used up lots of vegetables that, as you can see, clearly needed to be used. They were looking really quite sad. And as much as I like to create new, exciting, delicious dinners, sometimes you just need to avoid food waste and use up what you've got. You can still make it yummy, and that's exactly what I did here. I stir-fried my veg and then used a sauce recipe that I developed for a sticky soy glazed chicken as my stir-fry sauce. You can find the recipe for the sticky soy glazed chicken on my Instagram and recreate it in a slightly more appealing way than this. Hello, good morning. It is the next day. I have just made my coffee. Latte art in progress. Much improvement needed. Although actually I might be going to have some milk steaming training at my favourite coffee shop because I'm friends with one of the baristas there and he said he would train me. So we might get more than a circle in the future. I always start with a cup of tea in the morning and then go on to coffee once I've woken up a little bit, although I still feel quite unawake at the moment. But it is a new day. Today I'm filming a couple of Instagram recipes again, but breakfast first. I'm gonna do some tomatoes on toast with eggs and potentially a little bit more chimichurri pesto because, as I said earlier, it's great with eggs and really great with tomatoes because it's got that basil-y herbaceousness. So I'm gonna have that for breakfast. And then my fridge is looking a little bit bare, hence why dinner last night was a bit odd. But it used up a lot of things that I didn't want to go to waste, so that was good. But I think I need to go and get some ingredients in. I'm only here for another couple days because I'm going to Norway in a few days. So don't want to get loads, want to be smart with my shopping and see what other delicious things I can make. Sorry, I didn't realise the camera was tilting that whole time. Apologies. I have just finished filming this Aubergine Carbonara with a non-alcoholic Betivo spritz. This is a recipe for my Instagram and my Substack, so I won't share the recipe here, but follow along on both of those channels if you would like this recipe.